Sportsman's Adventures with Captain Rick Murphy, presented by Yamaha.
Selfish out here in the deep water.
Look at that!
It's every man.
Yeah! Hey! That's what I'm talking about! That red! Oh, nice!
Pretty fish there.
How much that one weigh, Chris?
That's 12, 13 pound fish on there. Real good
Teenager.
fish there.
Paige, you got him on?
Yes.
What you got, Paige?
Big old girl.
Let's see. I'm not believing nothing.
You come take this.
All right, I will.
Take it. Take it.
Oh, come on, are you
Take
in?
it. Yeah, I'm not.
I'll take it.
Get the
Take it.
drag needs to get a little bit more drag.
It's a tank. Uh-huh.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
when you gave him to me, he was already in the mouth.
It's a long ride to Sarasota's deep offshore reefs, but with the right boat and some good company, it's well worth it. Captain Rick Murphy and Captain Jeffrey Page leave their shallow water comfort zone to join Sarasota's Captain Chris Seeger for some offshore snapper and grouper action.
There he is. Yeah, there you go. Couple tight on him. Good job.
It never got to the bottom. That's what the problem was.
Swimming around with it.
You good? I'm good.
Now, Chris, let's talk a little bit about Sarasota, buddy. Tell me what's so great about the west coast of Florida. Not just Sarasota, but, you know, all up in the Big Bend, all the way down to Fort Myers. You got grouper and red snapper fishing throughout the whole coast. Why? Sarasota is a prime location because of the two airports. Tell me about those airports and how accessible they are from somebody coming from the northeast.
Well, we got Tampa Airport just about 45 minutes to an hour north of us. Lots of flights coming in there. We have Sarasota Airport, which has a decent amount of flights in there. And we just got some great deep water here that we can come out and catch cool fish like this.
Look at this scamp grouper.
And we got some pretty dependable weather here too. This Gulf of Mexico, you know, it doesn't get a big swell like you normally would have in the Atlantic. So it's a little more of a manageable chop that you can run out here and anchor on these spots and just have good dependable fishing because it doesn't get so deep. You know,
Right.
we concentrate more on fishing these wrecks here than running offshore and finding super deep water. And there's just numerous wrecks out here we can fish. Sunken boats and barges. And
Is that what this is a wreck of
this
some
is a little
sort?
sunken little secret wreck that only this one knows what's down there.
Wow, nice.
So yeah, you just
Nice.
find these little secret spots here, and you can anchor on them and expect to catch a
And-
wide variety of fish.
The Gulf of Mexico is really got a lot to offer.
Yeah, it does. It does. All these wrecks here. If you put something in the water, they usually will come. So
Yeah.
it's pretty neat that you find something, and these fish will migrate inshore to offshore every year, and give you a real good variety.
I like it.
Reel down, brother. Yeah, get him up still. He's digging for his hole right there. He's digging for his hole.
Come on, you got him, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
I'm giving you
You're
room,
clear
Jeffrey.
now. Nah, you don't have to pull. Not as hard. You don't have to pull.
I got him.
Yeah, there you go. When he kicks that
Attaboy,
big tail,
Jeffrey.
there you go.
That's what I'm talking about. Come on, Jeffrey.
This ain't like no speckled trout.
Come on, man. The only way you're eating is if you catch him. Is every man for himself?
Pull like a redfish, huh?
Come on, Jeffrey. Pull. 20 more feet and he'll blow up and he'll quit. He'll float to the surface.
Told you
Come on, Paige.
I was gonna bring you out here. I told you.
There we go. Now we got him coming. Good job, Jeffrey. Oh, come on.
We doubled
Paige.
up.
Oh, man, I had a bite.
Put it back down to him.
I'm drawing.
Sometimes if you miss a bite, you can drop it right back down because when that fish goes to eat that bait and he misses him, Makes him even just a little angrier, and he'll go back and find that exact bait and eat it.
Come on, Jeffrey.
Ain't no speckled trout
What's
here.
the biggest fish you ever caught reef-wise, Jeff?
Oh, just, you know.
No, I know. That's why I'm asking.
Very small. Barely keeper, gag grouper. You know, 22-inch gag.
That might be ready to change. Oh.
That's red
There
grouper.
you go, lightest one right here.
That's
There's a
gonna
fire truck.
change it.
That's a fire truck.
That's gonna change it.
Yeah.
Nice. Man, that's what I'm talking about. I love it. Grouper for you.
Groupers have a nice
Grouper
little
for
handle
me.
on the
I
outside.
got
You
it.
can grab a grouper just like that.
Dang.
I'm just a speckled trout fisherman from Sarasota, Florida.
We know that's right.
With my first grouper.
Whoa. There's a bigger fish. Oh. This acts like an AJ or something. Oh, look at this red snapper, Chris.
Well,
Look
that's a
at
good
this
one
red
there.
snapper. Wow. That is a good one there. Captain Page, look at this red snapper, buddy.
He ain't on my line, I don't care.
Oh, that's what it's always about.
Selfish out here in the deep water.
Look at that.
It's every man.
Yeah! That's what I'm talking about! That red. Nice!
Pretty fish there.
How much that one weigh, Chris?
That's a 12, 13-pound fish right there. Real good
Teenager.
fish
Fish
Good
13,
fish right
14
there.
years old.
Now tell me about eating him for supper.
Oh,
there. Extremely good.
I'm Haley Rutger, and I'm pleased to welcome you to the aquarium at Mote Marine Laboratory in Sarasota, Florida. You can see more than 100 marine species here at Mote, and you can also see exhibits and interactive things that highlight the research we do. So you're going to get a sense of the real science that goes on, as well as some of the animals that live in Florida's waters, like manatees, sharks, fish, and seahorses, and all these amazing things. We're involved in many research programs, and one of them is the tarpon genetic recapture study with the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission. And in that program, we're helping them get samples of tarpon DNA provided by anglers to actually look at individual tarpon to recognize them and to know where they're moving between when they're caught and recaptured. It's very important to know about the health of fisheries, tarpon or otherwise, because fisheries are very important to Florida. Tarpon is one of the most prized catches here in Florida waters, and so it's very crucial to know how these fish are doing and to know their natural their cycles in the wild. The tarpon genetic recapture study has had more than 13,000 DNA samples returned from tarpon caught by anglers, including more than 116 that have been recaptures, allowing us to learn a little bit more about those individual fish. So it's been a really exciting and successful study, and we just hope it continues for years to come.
Sportsman's Adventures is brought to you by Yamaha. Reliability starts here. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission. Catch the latest at Rapala.com. Williamson for the Pelagic Playground. Maverick Boats. Fish the Legend. Minn Kota. Anywhere, anytime. Humminbird. Simply, clearly better.
It's 200 streamlined horsepower of Yamaha forward thinking. The all-new F200 inline 4-stroke. Whether you're an offshore angler, pontoon cruiser, bay boater, or walleye hunter, the responsive and fuel-efficient F200 combines amazing power and versatility in one incredibly compact and lightweight package. The all-new F200. Legendary Yamaha reliability and the freedom of forward thinking.
For years, they've quietly taken you where the fish are. But now the silence is about to break. With the incredible new iPilot Link, your Minn Kota and Humminbird can communicate with each other. so you can hold on a spot like an electronic anchor. Record and return to waypoints and paths. Follow any Lake Master depth contour and more, all automatically and all from your Humminbird or the Link remote. They talk, and you'll be speechless.
The revolution continues. Faster, drier, even better built. Designed around Yamaha's latest technology outboards. Still built by the same craftsmen and anglers that launched the Bayboat Revolution. Whether chasing world records or time on the water with your family, or anything in between, there's a new Pathfinder model for you. Pathfinder. #1 for a reason, still.
You already know about the La Jolla Resort in Islamorada, so let's talk about the La Jolla experience. With an on-site boat ramp, the Gulf of Mexico and the Atlantic is just minutes away. And when you return from fishing, there's barbecue pits to cook your catch while your family enjoys the pool or one of our new remodeled rooms. This historic resort, the La Jolla, is family owned and operated and has a friendly staff ready to make your La Jolla experience a really great one.
For Captain Chris Seeger, Sarasota is home base. Beautiful Sarasota sits on Florida's west coast, just 50 miles south of Tampa, and possesses an old Florida charm that immediately catches your attention. The city sits on magnificent Sarasota Bay, where tall buildings shine and modern marinas are filled with fishing boats and sailing vessels. Sarasota also has some of the most beautiful beaches we've ever seen, and the locals here take full advantage of their waterfront and beachfront community.
What a beautiful red snapper.
The red snapper is one of Florida's most sought-after game fish, and thanks to some sound management by the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, these fish stocks are now healthier than ever.
Red snapper is an important fishery for Florida and throughout the Gulf of Mexico. They're managed in both federal waters and state waters, and red snapper is in a rebuilding plan now and is set to be rebuilt by 2032. And that's a relatively long time frame for a rebuilding plan, and part of that is because this species is very long-lived and because it has a long history of overfishing. So it really takes a fairly long time frame to rebuild the population to healthy levels. People are seeing a lot more fish out there, which is great, but we're still missing those older age classes in the population. And the older fish are more important because they produce a high quantity of eggs and high quality eggs. So we really need those larger female fish in the population in order to rebuild that fishery faster. The rebuilding plan is working because we're seeing a greater abundance of red snapper, more than we've seen in maybe 40 years, and the population has been expanding to areas like Tampa and south of there where we haven't seen red snapper in decades. Well, we would like to thank the anglers for their continued efforts to help rebuild this fishery through data collection programs such as tagging programs and safe handling practices. They are contributing to the success of this rebuilding plan.
There's a bite!
Oh!
Well, I tell you what, you come with Chris Seeger, you going home black and blue, baby. Now, Chris, what's the slot limit on all the red snappers and groupers that we catch? Let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah, we're looking for red groupers over 20 inches.
Yeah.
We're looking for gag groupers over 22 inches.
And then if we were able to keep a snapper,
We're
16,
snappers
correct?
over 16 inches, and most of those guys are over 16 inches.
All right, now on the groupers, how many of those groupers are allowed to be a gag versus reds?
You can keep 4 groupers.
4 groupers.
Aggregate total, but only 2 of those can be gags.
Oh, look at this snapper. Nice.
That real one there?
Yeah, probably my name.
That's good.
I yanked the rod out of my hand.
Nice. Well,
Very
I gotta
good
tell you, it's just nice knowing that we've got a upcoming group of fish. And it's a sensitive subject for the FWC, Chris.
Oh, yeah.
It really is. Because everybody thinks the season needs to be open longer. and so we can take more of these, but we've got to let these fish grow up, because you let this fish get twice the size he is now, and his breeding ability is going to be twice or 250 times more than what he has right here.
Absolutely.
That's what's awesome.
Yeah.
Good fish, Paige.
I don't think he's much more. Oh, maybe.
Now, Chris, you know, let's talk a little bit about Sarasota, Florida, or the central west coast of Florida. When you got customers, you're a charter captain on the Tightline sport fishing boat. Tell me about the anglers. Where do they come from?
Well, they come to see our beautiful beaches here. Siesta Key, Lido Key, Lombok Key. We got 3 great beaches here. They come from the center of the state. They come from up north.
Up north, you talking New York?
Yeah, New York, New Jersey. Got a lot of people from Ohio there tonight.
Whoa! Come on, Tick Tick.
I'm coming.
Seeger, call this species. Call it.
Keep your jacket all the way up. There you go, snapper.
Okay, Chris Seeger's calling red snapper. On Sportsman's
Where else do they
Adventures.
come from, Chris? They come from up north, and where else, bud?
Yeah, they come from up north, you know, all from New York and
Midwest.
got a lot of Chicago people, Ohio. They all come down here to see these beautiful beaches and get in on some of this good bottom fishing we got here. We got some really deep water here off our coast.
And boy, we got some good restaurants. Okay, here we go. You called it, Chris Seeger.
A little better red snapper there.
All right, now, from what I learned from the last one I caught, he don't need to be vented either.
No, he's pretty puffy there. See you there in the bottom?
Yeah, some guys want to catch a fish. Some guys want to catch a fish, and other guys want to catch dinner. I'm Captain Rick Murphy, and fishing throughout Florida, the fishing capital of the world, is my passion. And there's nothing more fun than landing a trophy Florida bass except releasing it. Florida Trophy Catch Program allows you to reward yourself for releasing a bass over 8 pounds. Register now and go to trophycatchflorida.com and sign up. Read the rules, be sure to have a camera, a scale, and a ruler in your boat. And just registering makes you eligible for a drawing for a Phoenix bass boat. The next time you catch a bass over 8 pounds in Florida, photograph it, release it, and get rewarded. And if there's a fish over 13 pounds, handle it like a rare jewel and call the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission to come certify it before you let it go. Reward yourself for releasing a bass over 8 pounds anywhere in Florida, and you'll be helping the FWC ensure Florida is the bass fishing capital of the world today and tomorrow.
Hold it right there. The Minn Kota Talon locks you onto a fishing spot with unmatched speed and stealth. And when Mother Nature tries to knock you off your mark, hit back with the strongest hold on the water. Talon, stand your ground.
Hi, I lost a big fish earlier today. Wasn't using suffix. It was about this big.
Look, slow down there, cowboy, okay? A fish in the lost it van, huh? You want your fish. Sorry, honey, that fish is gone.
Always use the best line, suffix 832.
Welcome to the inner circle. Rotating coverage up to 300 feet gives you a detailed 360-degree view of structure, contour changes, and fish. So you can see them before they see you. Introducing 360 imaging, only from Humminbird.
I got my first Yamaha in 1994, and I still use that outboard in the Bahamas today. This Yamaha 130 has over 2,000 hours on it, and it sometimes sits for 6 months. I can always depend on it starting and performing like it did when it was new. Everybody knows Yamaha stakes their reputation on reliability, and for me, that Yamaha 130 is living proof. So if you're considering a Yamaha, I can tell you that reliability and performance is something that you can count on for a long time.
you know there's more to it than luck. There's fishing the right bait, the water temperature, the wind, the season, and then there's the boat. We'll put it simply, the boat matters. To own a Contender is to own the best sport fishing boat on the market, period. Contender offers the most comprehensive model range with bigger, faster, and more fuel-efficient boats than the competition. There's only one choice for serious anglers. Contender Boats. Performance through innovation.
Murph thinks he's got one.
Let him eat it, man.
Oh, yeah.
Fish on, that's a nice bend. Reel that rod there.
Nice, Rick.
Reel. Get him, reel down.
I'm trying.
Get him away from his hole.
I hear some grunting.
Yeah.
Is he grunting, Chris?
He's making some good noises there. Fish out here 200 feet of water around some of these wrecks here. You're gonna make some noises.
Reel's coming off. Falling apart.
You ain't breaking stuff, you ain't fishing.
If you ain't breaking stuff, you ain't fishing.
That's right.
That's a good job. Hey, look at that one right there.
What we got now?
No, the mangy.
Pinfish eating mangrove there.
He's mad. We having dinner tonight.
Get him, Captain Page.
Fishing live pinfish right here next to these wrecks here. Most of these fish love them.
He had it.
He had it, and then he didn't.
Then I just let it swim back down in there, and he ate it again.
Yeah. Some days these fish won't be too fired up there. You know, tempt them into eating. You're doing good right now. This one's home free there.
What kind of wreck is this, Chris?
This is just probably some kind of sunken boat. You know, I really don't have a positive ID on it.
I think we got another nice man, Captain Murphy.
Oh! Golly! Woo! You know what they call that, Paige? That's a man-mang. Gah! Look at that mangrove snapper.
You know what my buddy Bluegill Gay calls him?
What's that?
Wango Tango.
Oh.
Good job. Good job. We're gonna get that line tight and getting that hook moving. We're staying away from his structure. And you know he wants to get home. Look at him kicking that tail.
Yep. Now, Chris, I heard you say something a minute ago about migrations. These groupers migrate inshore and offshore?
Yep, we're fishing in the summertime right now, and we always look forward to that first little bit of fall in the air, because that'll trigger those gag groupers to migrate in towards the beaches and get on all the ledges there from 20 to 50 feet of water up and down the coast from Tampa all the way down to Naples. And it's a great fishery that comes in. They have a really short season now. They've been protecting the gag groupers a little bit more, so we're really taking advantage of fishing those guys when the season's open. Because once they close down, we won't want to mess with them.
Right.
Want to wait till they open up again. So we always look for them. Always look for that fall, a little bit of fall in the air, because they all get together and pile up. And speaking of,
got a red snapper.
Speaking of mangoes,
look at this mangrove. Look at that mango, Paige! Hey! Paige, look at this mangrove snapper! That's how you make a sportsman's adventures right there, Paige!
That's a good job of angling right there. That's a nice mango.
Don't let him bite you, Captain Chris.
He will eat you. He ain't eating me. We're eating him.
That's what I like. Get him, Jeffrey. Your turn. Don't let Gil give him an inch. Come on. Come on, Jeffrey. Oh, no.
You can get him,
going
Jeff.
the wrong way.
You
Come on,
get him,
Paige.
Jeff. I'll drop you off on the redfish
Come
flat
on,
if you don't
Paige.
get that fish.
Oh, there we go, Paige. Let's see who's it bigger. Captain Chris is gonna just hold my snapper right here for me.
I got an empty hand, Jeff.
Come on, Jeffrey. Captain Chris is like he's a two-fisted filleter. How you like this offshore fishing? There's nothing but a bunch of testosterone in it.
Right, this ain't like yours.
Pulling, cranking, reeling.
Cranky down.
Good job, Paige. Way to get that fish up off the bottom.
Yeah, but he ain't.
Oh, it'll be a good one there.
We'll see.
You stay with
We'll
him
see.
there.
You got to remember, man, as he's coming up, he's blowing up, you know?
How big a fork are you swinging at the table there, boss?
Yeah, exactly. Whoa!
Oh. You're going to be just fine.
Whoa!
I think that mango.
You're going to be just fine.
Oh, no! We got to check this out and see who's a daddy.
What up?
Woo! You got me.
Twins!
No.
That's the kind of twins I want to go to dinner with right there.
Hey.
Nice.
And come to Sarasota for the great Sportsman's Adventures.
Thank you, Captain Chris.
You
You
guys are
are
welcome,
the
man.
bomb daddy.
Good deal.
There's going to be a fish fry happening soon. The fish are taken care of at the cleaning table and en route to the dining table. You can't beat Walt's Seafood Restaurant in Sarasota.
Thank you, Captain Chris. You are the bomb daddy.
A day of great fishing with great friends always makes a perfect recipe for another great Sportsman's Adventures. Check out the Sportsman's Adventures website at sportsmansadventures.com. Coming up next week on Sportsman's Adventures with Captain Rick Murphy.
Imagine. Fading left now. Oh, damn wind. Here he comes. Hey, oh, that was sweet, man. That was sweet.
Thanks for being patient.
Sportsman's Adventures was brought to you by La Jolla Resort, a place for families and fishermen. Costa Del Mar, see what's out there. Trigger X, Trigger the Bite. Ameritrail, custom trailer manufacturers. Contender Boats, performance through innovation. Suffix Lines, the world's most hardcore fishing line. And VMC, your expert in hooks.